start with unit number 5, that is enterprise promotion. In enterprise promotion, first of all, we'll have to understand creating entrepreneurial venture and what is needed to create an entrepreneurial venture. What is required? Hickman and Michael Silva, they have given for few skills which are required by new age entrepreneurs to create an entrepreneurial venture. They say that an entrepreneur should have creative insight. He should have sensitivity towards people. He should have vision. He should have versatility to respond to the changes rapidly. He should have focus. He should have patience. After that, we'll have to understand what is steps involved in creating an entrepreneurial venture. What are the different steps while creating entrepreneurial venture? There are three important steps in this. That is, first step is essential requirements. Second step is project identification, and third step is preparation of project report. So first is understanding what are the essential requirements. So while creating an entrepreneurial venture, the entrepreneur should understand what are the essential requirements. The requirements may be the venture must be feasible at all the times. Venture must be feasible, that is practically possible to be created. Promoters must have entrepreneurial abilities to make the venture successful. Necessary finance need to be there. That finance may be in terms of primary sources, secondary sources. Primary sources may be promoters in the form of share capital. Secondary sources may be in the form of availability of loan. Then second stage is project identification. In project identification, we'll understand what is the meaning of project identification, the characteristics of a project, conceiving the project ideas, selecting the right type of ideas, and then projects in service sector. So in project identification, what project identification means is, project identification is concerned with collection, compilation, and analysis of economic data for the purpose of locating possible opportunities for investment. So identifying a project, that means collection and compilation of the different analyzed economic data for the purpose of locating possible opportunities for investment. So according to Peter Drucker, there can be three kind of opportunities. First is additive opportunity, wherein there is low risk. This additive opportunity enables entrepreneur to utilize the existing resources without making any changes. There may be complementary opportunity where there is moderate risk, which involves introduction of new ideas resulting into certain amount of change in the existing business structure. And there can be breakthrough opportunity wherein there is a highest risk, which involves drastic and fundamental changes in the existing business. Then how we define the opportunity as a good project? So what are the different criteria of understanding whether the opportunities are a good project or not? Where the present and future market shows a growth potential, the particular opportunity is a good project if there is present and future market has a growing potential, where the entrepreneur will have necessary knowledge, skills, and attitude to run the project, and where the entrepreneur will be able to raise the necessary finance through his own contribution and through borrowings if required for the business. Then characteristics of a project. There are three important dimensions of a project: that are input, output, and social cost and benefits. So inputs will include the raw material, manpower, energy, organizational setups. The output will be in terms of goods and services, revenue, and employment potential. And social cost and benefits will be sacrifice. Society has to make whatever sacrifices the society has to make related to different facilities which the business take from society, or the different pollution which is costing or having a consequence on society, that may be a cost. And different benefits to the society like employment or getting good quality products at a lower prices. Then considering the project ideas. So from where the ideas can come, there may be personal or informal sources like people sources. There may be family, customers, friends, colleagues, salesmen, social contacts, employees, solicitors. Then impersonal written sources may be there like paper sources, magazine, newspapers, periodical journals, books, newsletters, or catalogs. There may be personal formal sources like there may be bankers, business counselors, chamber of commerce, entrepreneurial associations, suppliers, technical consultants, colleges or universities, research laboratories, small business clubs. And there may be impersonal verbal sources like trade shows, seminar workshops, suppliers or dealers, small business organizations, professional organizations, different federations and unions. Then selecting right type of business. Once the ideas are generated, the next step is selecting the right type of business. So there are certain guidelines which can be followed to identify market opportunities. Like first guideline is when demand exceeds the supply for a product or service observed on account of non-availability, stockouts, overcharging, or longer delivery periods. Secondly, when products are not available locally and have to be brought from outside, that gives an opportunity for import substitution. Third is when certain products do not have good opportunities in local markets but have excellent export potential like handicrafts, some horticultural products like strawberries, mushrooms, etc. So then select the product lines by taking into consideration the market segments, availability of raw material, place of manufacture, investment criteria, technical knowledge, availability of skilled manpower. Then products that can be classified into different categories like engineering products, there can be non-engineering products, footloose type, demand based products, technology based products, need based products. Different product lines from where the entrepreneur can choose from is consumer durables, that can be steel furnitures, electrical irons, voltage stabilizers, water heaters, water purifiers, televisions, refrigerators, etc. There can be consumer non-durables like plastic items, cosmetics, ready-made garments, food items. Industrial non-durables can be there like bolts, nuts, screws, spacers, washers, then springs, etc. There can be intermediate goods like paints, varnish, pharmaceutical formulations, dye stuffs. Then we have to understand who will be the end user. There can be domestic consumers like urban, semi-urban, rural areas, high, low, and middle income groups, or there can be industrial consumers or institutional consumers to whom the products can be delivered. Then projects in service sectors. So there can be projects in service sectors like personal services may be there, like quick print shops, software engineers, interior designers, tailors, management or tax consultants. Professional services can be there like doctors, attorneys, CAs, architects. Information services can be there like computers, telecom, technology, then newspapers, social and digital services, graphics and design, news and entertainments. Then there can be distributive services like trading, physical movement of products, wholesaling, brokerage services, import, export transactions. This can be also the ideas for new venture. Then preparation of a project report. The third stage in the different steps which are involved in creating an entrepreneurial venture. The third step is preparation of a project report. The entrepreneur will have to prepare a detailed project report related to the business which he wants to start. The project report may include brief introduction of the proposed project, a brief history why the entrepreneur decides to set up this particular project. Then the unit, the attach relevant documents like constitution of the unit, like proprietorship, partnership, private limited company, etc. Share of each partner in case of partnership, nature of the unit, how that, what will be the nature of that unit, whether ancillary to some large unit or not, or details of associate concerns if any. The promoters of or key personnel like proprietor, partnership, directors give a brief background in detail with reference to the experience in the related fields, how this will help him and him or her in successfully running the unit. Includes the biodatas, which may include education, previous employment details, business industry activities undertaken. Then the details of product, description of the product to be manufactured, where is the product used or consumed, the product ranges, various types of product to be manufactured. Then marketing and competition, what are the general market trends, estimated overall demand for the product, segmentation of estimated demand, the proposed share of the unit, projected sales for the 3 years, region or segments proposed to be covered by the unit, the competition and how that unit proposed to face the competition, price and quality, how the unit's product will compare with those with the competitors. Then the marketing strategy, if selling directly to customers, then details of showroom, sales force. If selling through agents, their details, period of contract, commission payable, securities, etc. to be offered to them, and payment terms. Values of orders in hand, already those which are already in hand and expected in the coming period. Then there may be details related to the manufacturing process. In manufacturing process, the entrepreneur should provide information like process flow charts, giving the manufacturing flow from one process to the next, from one machine to next, various operations of each item, sequence of operations, time taken for each operation, input output ratios between raw material and finished products, or any special techniques involved. Related to the different machineries and plant capacities, he'll have to provide details of machineries required for the project, capacity of each machine and power required, technical details and specifications of the machinery, details of suppliers, price of each machine, procurement time, availability in market, then spare parts required and their availability, and reasons for selecting a particular supplier along with quotations for each item from at least 2 or 3 suppliers. Then related to raw material, he needs to provide details like details of various raw material which are required, specification of each type of raw material, availability, names of suppliers, different sources, whether quota or non-quota or imported items. Then procurement time for from time of ordering to the receipt of material, minimum order quantity, then what any credit, whether any credit is available from suppliers, and details of consumable items. Related to land and building, you need to provide information in case own building is to be constructed, the total area, cost of land required, cost of land development, covered and uncovered area, estimate of building including utilities like water, electricity. Related to general management and technical staff, he needs to provide information like duties of promoters, indirect staff such as ads, sales cum purchase assistant, the account cum storekeepers, direct labor strength such as skilled workers, unskilled workers, semi-skilled workers, salary or wages, incentives, bonus of each worker. Then the cost of the project. Related to the cost of the project, the land, building, plant, machineries, furniture, fixtures, pre-operative expenses, contingencies, working capital which is required, and the different means of finance from where the finance can be generated or the funds can be raised, like term loan from bank, government subsidies, deferred payments, promoters contributions, loans from friends and relatives, equity assistance. Then related to the working capital which is required, he needs to detail related to anticipated monthly sales, what will be the cost of raw material consumed per month, total monthly cost, uh, total monthly cost of production, average raw material stocking level for various raw materials and consumable items, average period of processing or work in progress, finished goods or stocking levels, cash sales, credit sales, and period of bill realization, average credit available from the market. Then the cost of production and the profitability. In that, the details of raw material content for each item, details of monthly expenses, bifurcation of monthly expenses into fixed and variable expenses, item wise cost of productions and total annual cost of production, item wise annual sales turnovers, total annual profit, and total cash accruals. And further, profitability and break-even points, the project management schedules, repayment schedules as desired by the promoter, internal rate of return, securities offered, and any other details. Any query till now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
We'll move towards the next part. Is the PPT visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the next part in this is a business plan. The entrepreneur needs to prepare a business plan related to what business he wants to start. So first of all, we'll have to understand what is a business plan. So this business plan is an entrepreneur's roadmap or journey towards building a successful business. It is a document which provides information about the direction of the company and its goals and objectives. It is also a tool for raising money or getting corporate approvals. So it is a conversion of intuitive vision into an action plan. So business plan is very important to be there in place while starting an entrepreneurial venture, and it acts or it helps the entrepreneur in many ways, like guiding him how to go about the business. It also helps to propose for any loans or converting the vision into the actual plan. So this business plan as an entrepreneurial tool. So this is an entrepreneurial tool with entrepreneur, which involves documentation of different aspects of the business, like vision statement, vision, mission, purpose, and objectives of the business, the strategy of the business, the marketing plan, manufacturing and operations, prospects of the business, the different obstacles the business may encounter, and planning for overcoming these obstacles in future. So the functions of business plan, what functions this business plan performs is, first of all, it guides the ventures operations by charting its future course and devising a strategy for success. So this business plan helps charting, drawing the future course and devising a strategy for doing a successful business. It helps in attracting lenders and investors. Also, while developing a business, the plan forces potential entrepreneur to look at their business ideas in the harsh light of reality. So while developing business, the plan can help entrepreneurs to look into the different uh, ideas or business ideas in the against the realities. What are the realities, and against that, the entrepreneur can look at different business ideas This business plan helps the entrepreneurs to lead companies successfully. Mergers, managers and employees get a sense of direction. Everyone targets to shoot for providing a yardstick for measuring actual performance against those targets. Creating a plan forces entrepreneurs to subject their ideas to the test of reality. So this can also act as a yardstick or a standard against which the employees or the managers, everyone can measure their actual performance against that business plan. So the elements of business plan, the ideal business plan can include various elements like executive summary, the purpose and objectives of the venture, details of products and services, market research and analysis, market plan and competitors analysis, manufacturing and operational processes, profit of founders and management, and then different financial documentations. These are the different elements of a business plan. We'll move to the next part in this. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The next part is the objectives. Objectives must be there in place. Any entrepreneur desirous of starting a venture should have a clear picture of objectives of his project. So before he starts any venture, the objectives need to be very clear. It is advisable to prepare a comprehensive checklist of the objectives, embracing all the important matters. So for success of any business, there need to be specific objectives with which the business can start. So to understand what may be the objectives, the entrepreneur should ask different questions like, does your venture have scope for development? Consult DIC, KVIC, MACD or MIDC. So discuss with different agencies related to whether your venture has any scope for development. Is there any demand for the different items you propose to manufacture? Do you have any experience of manufacturing or marketing? Have you studied the viability of the scheme? For that, consult a small industry service institute. Is SSI unit space available? Is it in the industrial estate or in the industrial area or in some appropriate place, approved place? Have you obtained the necessary license from the local body or administration? Are the necessary raw materials available indigenously or are they imported? Are the facilities available for tooling or quality control? Is necessary labor available of skilled workers or semi-skilled workers or unskilled workers? Have you got the necessary technical background for the erection of the machinery or operations? Have you studied your project in respect of manufacturing or various parts or spares, production planning, inspection and quality control, assembly, packaging and distribution? Have you got the necessary finance? Are you a client of any bank? Has any bank offered to lend you short-term loans, medium-term loans or long-term loans? Have you got any assets? Are your assets adequate for obtaining the necessary funds? Have you got any other sources or ways of raising the money? Have you approached any director of industries or state financial corporations for financial help? Do you propose to approach the NSIC or SSIC for machinery on hire purchase basis? Have you got the adequate cash or bank arrangements to furnish the earnest money required by the NSIC? What are your markets, like local market, countrywide or export? How would you market your products through retailers, wholesalers, agents, franchisees? Are the necessary transportation facilities available for road, rail, or water? Have you attended orientation programs on production planning and control, or personal management, general industrial management, import and export management? Have you attended such type of orientation programs? So with all these questions asked by an entrepreneur, he will be able to devise the various objectives for his particular venture. Moving towards the next part, that is a market analysis. So once the objectives are in place, entrepreneur needs to observe the market. He needs to analyze the market in different terms. The objective of market analysis is to establish that a market exists for the proposed venture. There need to be a market available for the proposed venture, and therefore the market analysis need to be done. This market analysis can provide a credible summary of different potential customers, market trends, competitors, pricing systems, promotions, and distribution. Then how that idea or product can be developed? So that idea or product can be developed through different phases. The different phases may be the idea generation, incubation, illumination, and diffusion. We will see these different phases of product development in detail. In product or idea development, the first stage is idea generation of ideas. So conscious identification of product that logically addresses an opportunity. So there should be conscious identification of any product or idea which can logically address the opportunity in hand. So how these ideas can come? There may be different sources like entrepreneurial insight, creative mind mapping, or by accidentally stumbling upon that particular idea. This synthesizes an idea for a new product or process and draft an idea with timeline for product development. Once it begins to take a shape, put it down on paper, design an appropriate and if appropriate, make a bench model. So once these ideas starts coming, put it on the paper, prepare designs, and prepare bench models. Then the second stage is incubation. So incubation stage of idea, a transition activity takes place in which decisions are made whether to pursue that idea or not. This incubation is a transition phase wherein the entrepreneur needs to make a decision related to whether that product idea can be pursued or can be moved ahead for the venture or not. If that idea is pursued or that if idea is accepted for further start of a venture, an incubation period starts. The incubation period occurs in which an inventor is free to explore product ideas and try different types of bench test models. So he, in this incubation phase, he may explore different ideas. He will try different types of bench test models. At this stage, entrepreneur prepares preliminary designs and drawings on the with the benchtop prototypes. Then the third phase which comes is illumination or implementation. So this illumination or implementation stage is another transition stage as a inventor puts forward a formal proposal for product development requiring a commitment of time and money. When this is achieved, the illumination start stage occurs in which the venture gears up for test production, complete patent work, develops an engineered prototype, and at the end actually produces a limited run of new products. So in illumination stage, the venture will start with test production. It will have the completion of different patent works, it will develop some prototypes, and then at the end it will actually produces a limited run of new products, limited quantity of new products. It is a progress from first prototype to final design and limited manufacturing. So this illumination or implementation phase will be from first prototype of the product to the final design and limited manufacturing for test. And then the last stage is diffusion. So once this illumination phase is over, the next stage is diffusion. So new product is tested for the new product, the markets are studied, and various approvals are then secured before the venture actually enters into the final stage. So the new product will be tested for that, tested for the market. Market will be studied, different approvals for the product manufacturing or product promotion will be secured before the venture actually start for the final stage. It is the process of expanding into production and into consumer markets while continuing to improve the product to meet consumer expectations. And it is a very important part of product development process, as product design works is incomplete until the product has proved to be effective and profitable. So this diffusion phase, the product will be ready to be marketed into the marketed for the society or actually into the consumer market. So it is a process of expansion into production and into consumer market while continuing to improve the product. So expanding the production, in earlier phase we had limited manufacturing or limited production of the product for testing purpose. And in the diffusion phase, you will see that we expand the production and into the consumer markets, and at the same time we will continue to improve the product so as to meet consumer expectations. So this phase is very important part of product development, as product design work is incomplete until the product has proved to be effective and profitable. So this phase diffusion is very important because product design work will not be complete until it has been proved to be effective and profitable in the market. Any queries till now?
Okay.
So what we'll do is, if there are no queries, we'll stop here only. Okay. Do you have any queries in what we have discussed today?